again, or we don't land again like Land Rover. The truth they are not telling us about the incarceration of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is what I'm about to tell you. The hidden truth about how our so-called political gladiators have been sabotaging the Biafran agitation simply because of their own gain. Are you not surprised that so-called deputy speaker of the zoo by name Benjamin Carlo, who came out the other day and said that people are using the cancellation of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for their political gains? And a lot of radio stations, TV stations, both online and offline vendors, they countered it. I have seen the reason why he made that statement, which I know is even guilty as charged. He is even guilty of that same offense that he is accusing most of their so-called political fools in the southeast. Well, you are going to listen to one of those people who are heavily cashing out on the ordeal of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafrans. By name, whether his name is Senator Valentine Ozigbo, is so-called governorship aspirant under Labour Party coming 2025 in Anambra State. Over 3 good years that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have been in incarceration, this man is nowhere to be found. I told us earlier on that anyone that wants to make a kind of movement when it comes to politics, they will remember Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they will remember IPOB, they will remember BIAFRANS, using their name so that they can cajole the Southeasterners or their constituents to vote for them, thinking that they have the interests of our people at heart. But at the end of the day, you find out that these people are nothing. I mean, what I mean nothing, they are nothing but an empty vessels who are cashing out on the ordeal of their own ethnic people, or let me call it region people, which is the Biafran region. I want you to listen to what this man says. This man is nowhere to be found, though. His Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have problem. But governorship election of Anambra State is coming up anytime soon, maybe 2025 if I'm not mistaken. Now Val Ozibona is everywhere now, becoming a motivational speaker, speaking on how the mismanagement, the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the incarceration and the arrest, because he want to cajole the Biafrans to vote for him, to go to run for a government that will turn up back tomorrow and begin to murder the Biafrans. I want you to listen, but before you listen to it, there are some disturbing headlines I saw this morning. It is very, very painful. Very, very, very painful. That the so-called Zoological Republic of Nigeria, called Zogeria, Animal Kingdom, after spending 21 billion naira for the so-called vice presidential home, or what they call it, mansion or villa in Abuja. Now another 9.3 billion naira are being made available. It sounds like a joke, but it is real. It sounds like a joke, but it is real. In a country that the workers are still celebrating 60,000 and they added urgent 2K to the workers who worked day and night. Hey, God have mercy. 244 million naira was spent in one day from Asorok to buy tires. 196 million Nigerians are languishing in abject poverty. Malnutritions are killing the people of the country. The so-called old fools in office who refuse to retire, who keep on telling the younger generations to tie their belt because of the policies that they are making. They are busy squandering money. The beginning of this year till today, the presidency, the president, the vice, and also the so-called first lady has spent not less than 127 billion naira only on travels alone. And they still want you to tie your belt. When you make mention of this, either in the social media, online or offline, you will still find people who will come to turn against you and tell you on their mandate that they shall stand, because they have divided them between ethnic lines and religious fanaticism and also dirty word that they can use to separate the people so that nobody will listen to them, because the poor masses are busy and newspaper stands arguing Davido and Wizkid who reach past. Why the old fools in government offices, they lose guard them. They are busy arguing Messi and Ronaldo who they collect money pass, and the old fools who say they are younger generations are busy lose guarding them. They are busy arguing why APC and the PDP can be ruling this country, and people who have expired. The so-called Senate president came out and told the general public that the life of the president and the vice is worth more than over 220 million Nigerians. In other words, even if all of you die today, that they must pass the bill to buy a private jet for the so-called presidency and the vice. The Kenyans have taken over the streets, and the government have no option than to revise the bill which they have added to them. Nigerians will come out tomorrow to protest over the death of Mohbad. But nobody will see this 244 million naira to protest, to buy those tires alone. To give the workers who are supposed to get the reward of their work. It's difficult for them. It's over a year now they have been deliberating over the so-called minimum wage or living wage. That is a story for another day. I just want to give you the hint of what the so-called zoo have turned to. And that is why all the whole countries have seen them finish. You hear the comment of Obama over where they put the so-called president, who is looking like a statue, when they went for inauguration of what they call it Ramaphosa in South Africa. Obama condemned it that Nigeria, who is supposed to be the head of that very particular party, is being put behind, and the presidency, even the so-called Dr. Abati, have to defend it. It depends on the time you come. Who is South Africa? The Nigeria helped in terms of their appetite. Now have the goal to put the countries of over 15 million in front and leave the so-called president of the highest, most populous black nation on earth at the back, and they see nothing bad about it. It's shame to this country. Anyway, my people, that one is not our headache. Our headache is just to get the Biafra, and everybody will go their separate ways. Make una listen to wetin Ovalo Zibo talk. It's the electionary period. It's a campaigning period. So expect people who never mention Martin Nnamdi Kanu, and even if once in their life, they will begin to mention his name as time goes on, because they want to cajole the Biafrans to vote for them. Listen to what this Mumuman talk. Ihe awunda raya na ali Igbo lekwe ya. Le Ifeanyi Uba, le the so-called Benjamin Nekalo. All of these people are the reason why Martin Nnamdi Kanu are still in incarceration in DSS. Tomorrow they will come out and tell you they are fighting for them, but they are the one complicating the issue. They don't want Martin Nnamdi Kanu to be released, because when he released, maybe he might declare that no election should be happen in the Biafra land. That's the more reason why they are still holding him. You think they don't know? They know. And we know also that their hand is in it. Listen to what this woman talk.
What about these elements, these non-state actors agitating in the name of the incarceration of Martin Nnamdi Kanu? Do you think, as a region, as a Southeast, that we call for political solution to the issue of Martin?
See, anytime that you want to solve any problem, the starting point is always to go to the root cause. I actually feel that the Martin Nnamdi Kanu's issue was largely a mismanagement by the federal government. First is that people should be allowed to vent. People should be allowed to complain if they feel marginalized. It's a democracy that we run. And what you do is bring them closer and listen to them. What is the problem? Okay, this is what we're going to do. Oh, sorry, we can't do this one. This is much, and this is why we're not doing this. Engagement, dialogue. The moment you do the incarceration, and then there's even a court judgment, say bail or release, and you disobey, you create the more agitation. So I feel that are there enough reasons to agitate? Plenty of reasons to agitate. And it's not just in the southeast, in the southwest. There are reasons to agitate. People should genuinely be allowed to agitate. So, but how do you manage the agitation? That's where we have failed as a country. So now that the problem is there, let there be a political solution. So if you ask me, President Tinubu should immediately, and is a plea, we want to be able to separate agitators from criminals. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and release to people like Peter Obi, for instance. He will know how to engage him. By the time that is done, anybody coming out to agitate again, we know that you're a criminal. It's going to be dealt with. So you figure out what to do. I think it's something we must do to help the entire environment to achieve a proper law and order. So we lose a lot of money on Mondays or on the sit at home. We need to end all this. All of these things we're talking about actually manifestation of leadership, bad leadership, and that's why otherwise we won't even be here at all. Our conversation should be different. How do we catch up with the rest of the world? How do we leverage? Look at NVIDIA, $3 trillion market capitalization. One company, one corporation, bigger than Africa. Because do you know what you're talking about? In Anambra, we can produce Mark Zuckerberg if we do the right thing. So that's the conversation I want to get into. And that's why it saddens me that we go to the pedestal and our people, oh, he's building road, he's doing this. I laugh at them. Do you know where the rest of the world are? We need to catch up. And you need the right mind to do so. Thank you.
Another year, now P2B done the sound in their mouth. It's very, very easy to talk about P2B. Sorry, not P2B, sorry to say but pardon me. Very, very easy to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Very easy for them now because it is close to election. Very, very easy now because very soon now they are going to be campaigning, asking for the Biafrans to vote for them. But these people have never for one day appeared in a court sitting that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have gone. Most especially this so-called Valentine Ozigbo. He has been in the Senate for a very long time. You can ask this man what he have achieved as a Senate, and now he wants to run for a governor. That is the kind of people who will go into that governor's house or whatever they call it, and they turn against their own people. Let us take reactions. There's one reaction here that captured my mind. It's from Ojewumi Tunde. We are going to take that reactions and also the reactions that follows it because they are reaction upon reactions. So let us read the first one first. From my info too said, Barrister, help me tell the man that all we need is Biafra. No long grammar. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Prime Minister Simon Ekpa drop the struggle now, I will pick it up and sing Nigeria in one day, using every means, knowingly and unknowingly, to mankind. I cannot be Islamized. Never. That is somebody like me and you talking about that thing. We need to take the bull by the horn. Enough of all this. If not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or whatever, nobody will do it. You watching me can do it. Rise up or whatever you are. We need more voices. We need more strength. We need more power. We need more encouragement to continue this job. If we leave it for Simon Ekpa and the BG, it is not possible. Let us all rise up. Look at what happened in Kenya. Everybody rise up and they speak with one voice. If we can do that, my dear, the sky is our limit. Ojewumi Tunde, he don't come now to bash. Make gonna hear waiting, he talk. And when I take it finished, we are also going to take the reactions from our people who replied him or who replied her in his own language. He said, nobody was after Kanu until he formed ESN and started killing people, which Simon Ekpa has taken up now. You guys will always think like others. Also try to come down from your high horse. Igbos are nothing better than any other Nigerians. I would have replied him, but when I checked the response from the people, I know, yes, people have seen it, and they are replying to this monkey. The same people, Igbos are nothing better than any other Nigerians. And they said they don't want to belong again. Allow them to go. These are the happy, what they call it? These are happy slaves. They are slaves and they are happy about it. This kind of person, when you talk about Tinubu now, they will abuse you from morning till night. But tomorrow they will come back and tell you that obedience are the one who are thrashing people online. Because their own is always does not matter. That's exactly the issue of Biafrans. When the military destroy the Biafran lives, nobody will hear about it. But when one of them, in terms of defending our land, one is just down, one bat down, the whole internet will went agog. That now Biafrans are killing militaries. And John, repository of wisdom, said, allow them to go. Is that too hard for you, Afonja thieves, to understand or approve? The two terrorist soldiers spying on armed Biafrans didn't come to your notice. Say, he asked her or him the question, which he don't run. He can never reply. According to Onye Chimereze, said, can we go our separate ways now? That's a simple question. A simple mathematics. You don't want these people. They are not more than other Nigerians, but they said they don't want to belong to the Nigeria. Allow them to go. You say Nehikaba. And see yet, you still carry your jealousy to come to bash them. Hey, don't be that. Not juju. IPOB Maryland said, Fulani boy like you. Of course. Ezu Denwa said, we are not one people. We want to disintegrate of this terrorist state. Do you have any problem with that? You guys will learn how to survive alone, okay? Biafra people are living for their own independent state. Let Yoruba go and fight for theirs and stop being envy. Envy is one of them. Jealousy is also another matter on the ground. According to Chichi, he said, God will punish you, a happy slave, you comfortable slave. We will fight you and your terrorist Fulani brothers till we are free from that British enslavement camp. Okay, Nigeria is a British enslavement camp. And I want you people to also listen to this voice. It's coming from Biafrans as rising up by Ngozi Orabueze, Chief of Staff of the Biafra Republic Government in exile. She is the Chief of Staff. The first time to hear her voice, I want you to also listen to what she got to say concerning this struggle. Please.
Biafrans have risen up to defend themselves from these constant killings, oppressions, suppression, and economic destruction. For many years, we've marched on the streets.
Chief of Defense Staff for Biafra Republic Government in exile speaking. Chief of Defense Staff. The same way with Christopher Musa. Now she they speak. So listen to her very attentively. You will learn a lot of things of what she said. And she meant every word that she drops.
Carried placards to express our wish. We've consulted publicly and privately with stakeholders. We've reached out to foreign bodies such as the United Nations for help. In all this, what do we get? More reprisals, more killings of unarmed citizens.
Now so.
Marginalization, hatred, subjugation, intimidation, and above all, continued violation of our rights, land and property by the Nigerian government, their allies, and their supporters. This is against all international laws and treaties they signed with other countries. Nigerian government believes in the use of the barrel of the gun to silence those who do not wish to be part of their terrorist state and agenda. Even innocent women and children who were not involved or against what they do end up being murdered. So this shows that whether you defend yourself or not, Nigerian government will kill you using the reintegrated terrorists whose agenda is to depopulate and conquer.
Yes.
The government agenda approved and signed by Nigerian government and legislators and reintegrate these terrorists in different formats, including the one called Ruga, of which they used to spread across the whole Nigeria.
Yes.
The Fulani tactics of divide and conquer is a strong tool which they've employed over the years in many African regions, including Biafra land.
Mm.
They financially and politically corrupt the governors, legislators, local leaders, townships, and citizens to continue their heinous crime.
Yes.
These inner part in the divide and conquer game are the insiders in the United States of Biafra, who are being used by the Nigerian government, killer governors in the southeast and south, as well as those who are benefiting financially from the Nigerian government to distract, manipulate, and destroy the Biafra struggle.
Yes.
But have no doubt, the crop of Biafrans in the forefront of this struggle today has systematically, through due diligence, investigation, and information, identified most of these saboteurs and their tactics, and will continuously be treated as enemy of the people. Finally, the intervention and actions of the African Human Rights Commission and other world bodies are needed urgently as we move towards the declaration of the independent state of Biafra on December 2nd, 2024 in Finland.
Rayaram, the voice of the Chief of Defense Staff of Biafra Republic Government in exile, they have called upon all stakeholders, all paratatas who wish to listen, who wish to know that Biafra is going coming 2nd of December 2024, of what we have passed through, what we are passing through, that have propagated us to say enough is enough. It's either now or never. That Biafra is going home. So this one, when we protest, they buy us. When we sit at home, they invade our land to buy us. All in the name of Ruga, taking over our lands by fire, by force. Nneka say, good morning, Chief Valo Zubo. You just wake up. Otutu Oma, you see, what exactly what I said before. Otutu Oma, nwoke nusia ogo, wanye nwere akoko syndrome, where you dey since. Where Valo Zubo dey since for over 3 good years. These are the people who are cashing out on the ordeals of the Biafrans. Whenever they raise the issue at the parliament, I never see Ozigbo make any single comment to defend the Biafra or the Biafra territory. But now he has become a motivational speaker for Biafrans because he wants to run for an office to become the governor of Anambra State. Ekwensu yakpo yoku. Ekwensu yakpo. Even in fact, Thunder yagbagbo Ozigbo. How can he press up? Na Iran. I swear to God. These are the people. They are the problems. They are the reason why I use that headline. The truth they are not telling us. But always they are there to represent us. They are not there to represent you, but there to represent their personal pockets. Ujeju said, Mazi, if they refuse to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu soon, what happens to Kenya will happen everything half time. Even Pharaoh's adamant did not stop God Almighty grace on his people. Of course, that's the simple truth. Ubani Areba said, Nigeria isn't a true country in the first place. They are just a geographical map. A geographical map they don't draw in error and said, these people must march together whether they like it or not. Under gunpoint, they forced our ancestors to sign a treaty that have expired 114 years ago. Now they still refuse to let the Biafrans go. Pharaoh let my people go. Pharaoh said, Nehikaba. When the time reached, now Pharaoh come to beg the Israelites, say, make on leave. It must surely happen. A.K. Ebo said that even at this submission, he failed to understand, as all African leaders does, that calling citizens criminals, miscreants, or hoodlums is the most abhorrent and demeaning way of describing fellow citizens who are venting their anger on unjust government policies. You call them hoodlums. You call them miscreants. That's the government of the day. That's what they are calling people. And they can be proud to say it even at the national TV. Even when they travel outside. Then tell me, if your leaders can go to ECOWAS, can go to African Union, or can go to the United Nations and describe their own citizens as miscreants, tell me with the eye which those people will take to see you that want to jagba to that area. That's why whenever you arrive at any of the airport, you drop your green, white, green, that is a passport that have only 35 countries or 21 countries free, and only in Africa and one country with it, that passport number. You see how they are treating you like you guys. You It seems like you are smelling. In a queue of 1,000, anywhere they are, they will come and signal you. Once you show your passport, green, white, green, they will sideline you one side and begin to ask you questions. Doing you stop and search. That is when the leaders sold you penny and half for half. Then you go to African Union, you ask them, they will call you miscreants. They go to United Nations, where world powers are, where all the whole countries that our people are jumping to stay, they will call you criminals, hoodlums, and miscreants. And tomorrow, you still want to jump out to those countries, my dear, they will treat you as hoodlum, criminals, and also a miscreant. As simple as that. There's no two ways about that. Son of Grace say, previous government, did APC did not Tunumbu. Nah, this is your English, I beg you. I don't understand. Mismanagement was God's program. Okay, oh. Because one thing I can assure you people is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu enjoys his stay in the DSS. You look at him the last time he came to the court, he looked refreshed. Manna is coming from heaven, refreshing that young man. Manna is falling from heaven. They expect to see him looking tattered, despite the fact of putting one single cloth for the rest 3 years he has been in DSS. But anytime you see him, he's still looking like a lion that he is. They don't know what is working. The grace is at work. Ken Leonard said that is the reason why we need to exit Nigeria to catch the world. Nigeria is holding the Igbos back. They have suppressed us, held us stagnant for decades. We don't want to be part of this contraction called Nigeria, that they don't want the Igbos to excel. We are agitating for future. We want to catch the rest of the world in terms of science, in terms of education, in terms of everything you will think of. Other countries are thinking of how to accelerate into another planet. Japan have built a bridge, can I call it bridge, or this escalator that can transfer somebody from 1 million miles down to the space. Your own leaders, when they do common pipe, bomb water, borehole, they will call the whole world to come and commission it as if they use their money to do it. And they are still jumping up, still have the mind to come out and be calling you that is a researching patient, they will call you all sorts of names. 6.6 trillion naira now as a supplementary budget, just to make sure that they include the 2 aircraft that they have budgeted. In fact, I am sure that aircraft have been purchased. They're just waiting for the right time to bring it back to the zoo. Cartoon Gossip said they should take him back to Kenya. James said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be released, whether they like it or not. You are still speaking English. Don't worry, we are coming, according to Nero. Rose Denko said, Papa, Chukuborogi agha Nabiko they had caused us too much cries and pains over these years. Sylvester Forti said, behold the Almighty God's judgment and anger, looking for who to devour first. Anyway, let us jump another news, very, very important news. This one is coming from Chief of Army Staff. Yes, Chief of Army Staff. Lieutenant General Taori de Labaja. He don't come out now, he don't beg again. According to this day news, which is reported by Simon Ekpa, said the terrorists at the Nigerian headquarters army know they have lost the war. I therefore call on Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra resistance fighters, and other armed groups defending themselves to increase the woto on these terrorists until they are all gone and kiss the doors. Only then there will be peace. You can't have peace in a country where terrorists controls the army. The other day, the rumor was being debunked by so-called Onyema Nwachukwu. You don't say when they want to do the bad work, they will call an Igbo man to come and defend. But when they are recruiting terrorists, repentant Boko Harams, he is nowhere to be found. When people complain, they have to send him to come and defend. Because they know, last, all those people being recruited will also be sent to the southeast to come and continue from where they stopped. I mean, the buying and the killings. I beg my people, it's like I don't want to talk much. This news, I'm going to leave this news of this day, where Army Chief now is begging everybody holding arms to drop their arms, that they are seeking for dialogue. It will be a story for tomorrow. But let's end this one here. So please, you get this message, like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos coming your way. My name is still remain your one and only Amanda Nez, reporting live from the platform of Okute Daily Talk. Keep on subscribing and sharing until we meet again. Bye for now. Keynesian.